Well, hey gang, how you doing? This is Will Moore, your host with Somewhere in America. And yes, I'm not at a window, but I am at a door. In this episode, something I had been wanting to do for a long time, and it just so happened I stumbled onto it by watching some of my photography friends on YouTube. And I've been wanting to shoot panoramic. I've always wanted the Hasselblad Xpan. I'm sure you have as well. But guess what? There's a whole lot of money to be putting out for a camera that I found out that if it goes bad, because it has a mechanical mechanism in it, that if it goes bad, it's done. You just need, you just chalk it up. You can chalk up $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 you just spent on that camera. So what I've done is I found a device that I'll show you at the end of the video and how I did it. That will help you with. I'm using my Pentax 6x7 and show you how I can turn that into a very inexpensive version of the Xpan, the Hasselblad Xpan, to be able to do panoramics. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. And so stay tuned, check out the images, and then I'll talk with you at the end of the video. I'm gonna be shooting for a while, so just check it out. Just check out the I'll see you at the end of the video. Talk with y'all in a minute. Okay, well, I finally got to a particular place that I've been trying to get to for like the longest. And I told you guys I wanted you to just watch the images, and but I thought I needed to pause and kind of do a little break right here to kind of explain. Just let me let you look at this place that I'm at. And as you can see, it is a photographer's haven. And it's an old barn. Yeah, it is. It's an old farmhouse, an old barn that is actually owned by the township. And I had to get permission to come over here to actually just photograph this place. And so it's so much to photograph. And I decided to do this with my Pentax 6x7. And I'm using a panoramic kit. So I'm going to explain the kit at the end and what I did and how am I achieving these panoramics. But so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish just taking the photos that I have. I should get about maybe 15 shots out of this. So we'll see what happens. And other than that, I'll talk with y'all at the end of the video. Just take a look at the rest of the images. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back here at the studio. I'm in the home, or whatever you want to call, by my window, to talk with y'all about how I actually achieved those images and how I got it. So it's very simple, very straightforward. There are a lot of people out there that are actually doing this. And like I said, I always wanted to be able to shoot panoramic with the Xpan, Hasselblad, but I can't afford that. So my thing is this is a very affordable way to do it by using my Pentax 6x7 camera. It's very straightforward, very easy how to use it. I ordered the kit. Now this is the dilemma that I have. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys right there on the screen. I had ordered this kit. Well, I'm not going to show you because I don't want to put anybody's business out there like that. But I had ordered a kit from a local vendor. And the kit, when I got it, I tried it out and it worked well. Now, have you ever had a situation where you needed the best of both worlds? So what happened was that E-Tone, their kit, it comes, but when it comes, what I didn't like about it was that when E-Tone's kit came, everything. I love the aluminum. Let me show y'all. Let me show you guys real quick. All right, if I was to open up the back of my camera. All right, so E-Tone. I liked that their kit came with aluminum alloy. It's beveled right here. You can see it's beveled right there. And I'm going to bring the camera down so I can actually show y'all guys more in detail as I begin to talk about it. But it's great because you just slide it right there and bam, it sits, doesn't move. It's great. It's fantastic. Whereas the other kit that I ordered, which was local, it cost about $20 less. It was made from a 3D printer, and it didn't do this. It didn't sit down in there. So what happened was that the first time I tried it, and when I went to go to develop the film, the film had shifted, or the kit that does the panoramic had shifted. So part of the image was cut off, and then it just wasn't right. However, what I did like about that kit, the 3D kit that the other vendor had did, was that he added something. But before I get to that, because I don't want to get ahead of myself, with the other kit, the E-Tone kit, it comes with an empty canister right here. And what you would do is that with the empty canister, you would take the film. You would take the film, the 35 millimeter film from one side, from this side, and that you would go ahead and you would tape it. And let me, if I can get, because I didn't use this. So if it seems like I'm fiddling around with some guys, I probably am. And I don't know why they would do it like this. Okay, anyway, here we go. So what you do is that you would take the there we go. Okay, let's take that tape off. You would take this. It's got like a little film, like a liter film, and you would line up your film, your 35 millimeter, with this, and then you would tape it. Then you would go ahead, and so that when you're shooting, your film would feed into this, and then if you wanted to get your film back into your canister that it came out of, you would either use a changing bag, or like me, I usually just shoot a roll and I come home. I don't do very much. I kind of plan out, just like, you only got 10 shots with the 120 film that's on your Pentax 6x7. I kind of plan out, and I know I'm going to get about maybe 15 to maybe 17. images of panoramic images. So I kind of plan it out, and what I do is that I just wait. I don't bring a changing bag with me. I just wait till I get home, and then I go ahead and I just screw back the I go into my dark. I got a room that's very black, it's dark, and I just go ahead and and reel back the film back into my old canister, the canister that my film came out of. I didn't like this process right here because say if I did want to break a changing bag and I wanted to change out and move a little faster, to me this was a little piddly, and I just didn't like the idea that it was just, to me it just seemed time consuming. So what I did was that I took best of both worlds. The other vendor, what he did, and you know what, let me bring the camera down so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so what happens here is that, okay, you open up so you guys can see it closer. This is the E-tone. Make sure that you guys, it's in focus. This is the E-tone. And like I said, it was good in metal, and I like the idea that this was a nice aluminum alloy. Put it right here, sits perfect inside this right here. Now, I was saying about the best of both worlds because I didn't like this right here because I didn't want to actually sit there and have to tape the other reel to this and then put it in. And incidentally, how you would actually sit these in, because you know this is 120 film. They come with these particular, I don't know what you call them, dials. You go ahead and you would, oh well, here, because they are, one is for one side and one is shorter for the other side. So you'll put them in, and if you notice that they're set up, so now that you have pretty much like a 120 type of take-up spool, just like this. Now this is from the local vendor. What I really liked about this was that if you notice, here's a slit right here. That's just like the slit that you would have if you were using a 35 millimeter camera. So I don't have to fool with tape or these kind of things and doing all of this, but I just take my film. I would just take my film and say this is the film, and I would just, slide it through here. So I'm going ahead and that it's rolling on this take-up spool, which I like that. I like that idea much better, and it just kind of worked for me a whole lot better. Now, one of the things that you do want to remember is that you do want to change your plate to 220 instead of 120. 220 so that you can get more frames. If you go 120, you're not going to get as many frames. Now, something I'm getting ready to try is that I'm actually getting ready to try to see with this concept, can I put just 120 film in? And I've been reading that you can, that you just put 120 film in. It'll still get the panoramic, but you'll get less shots. You'll probably get about maybe 10 shots. And of course, keeping the plate there. Keep the plate at one, and you'll put the plate at 120. Also, remember that when you do that, you need to also change it over here as well on your 6x7. Then the next thing you would do is that you would come here, take off the viewfinder, and as you know, I use a waist view finder. Take that off, and now I didn't use E-tones. I didn't use E-tones for this. I went ahead and used the other vendors, because what happened was that the other vendors seemed to fit better and more snug in here than E-tones. E-tones moved around a little bit, and I didn't want to, it wouldn't have mattered because all I'm just using is this as a viewfinder to line up my shot. The most important one is right here in the back, because that's where the film is. But this was just to line it up. So anyway, for this whole setup, and you can use the eyepiece for this as well, but I just prefer the
waist viewfinder versus that. I used the 55 millimeter because we want a wide angle lens. Remember, you're trying to mimic everything that you do with the Xpan. So you want to try to do that. And so you want to make sure that you got a good wide angle lens that you can use any other lens. The widest I had was a 75 millimeter. So I went and ordered a 55 millimeter lens, which was about a couple of $100, and it came in really mint. So if you already have the Pentax 6x7, and you ordered the E-tone kit, and I ordered the lens, I was out maybe what, $230, $240, which was pretty nice, compared to $4,000 to $6,000 or whatever for an Xpan. So this really worked out really, really well for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the images. And that's about all I got to say. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test with the 120 to see if I can do that. Then I won't have to do anything, and it'll just roll up, and I can just take it out, and I'm on the spool, and I'm good to go and develop it, and I'm going to see how it works out well. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this segment of Somewhere in America. This is a pretty good thing. I'll put the links of where you can get this one. I got this one from a guy that's in Philadelphia. If you wanted to go this route, or if you just want to go the straight E-tone route, I'll put a link in the description of where to obtain it. I got it off of eBay. Hey, if you guys like this style, or you like this, like doing something like this, or you think this will work great for you, this is how I would screw it back in the film, and see how it was going back in right there. That's exactly what I would do. But if this is something that would work for you, or versus having to go and spend thousands of dollars on an Xpan Hasselblad, try it out. I was having fun with this. I just really had a good time with this, and I'm telling you, the images came out great, and I've just really enjoyed it. So other than that, guys, as I always say, God bless you. If you can't say anything nice to anybody or do anything nice for anybody, do what? Stick a shoe in your mouth and do what? Keep it moving. God bless you. I will talk with you guys in the next episode. Sorry it took me so long to get to another episode, but I've been doing a lot of work. And so other than that, just meet me in the next episode. God bless y'all. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.